I'm Corey.
And I'm Megan.
And in small-time news,
this is what piqued our interest.
Our first story comes out of Oak Harbor, Washington. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, posted a press release to their website on July 20th explaining that the EEOC would be suing Big 5 Sporting Goods because the management and employee in their Oak Harbor store racially harassed their only African American employee.
Robert Sanders was part of a management training program with Big 5 and was frequently referred to as Spook, Boy, and King Kong. Sanders reported these issues to upper management with Big 5 and nothing was done about it. In fact, he faced retaliation in the forms of increased workload, denial of breaks, and unwarranted discipline.
Sanders was forced to take a leave of absence on multiple occasions due to the stress of this situation, and was told by an assistant manager that he would be lynched if he called in sick again. Another assistant manager even asked Sanders if he was ready to commit suicide and offered to assist.
Nancy Cienko, field director for the Seattle office of the EEOC San Francisco district, stated, "The delay by Big 5 to take action to investigate and stop the racial harassment and retaliation is inexcusable. The slurs and threats that Mr. Sanders faced have a terrible history and should never be tolerated. It is the employer's responsibility to ensure that all employees can work in a safe environment free from racial hostility so they can succeed to their highest potential."
This is disgusting. We live in the 21st century, and this is not acceptable. I get that people need to grow some thicker skin and stop worrying so much about what other people say and do, but not only does this cross the line, it was blatantly ignored by the chain of command at Big 5. This just isn't acceptable.
In other news, Dallas County elections in Texas is having some issues. During the May municipal elections held in the county, somewhere around 700 mail-in ballots were sequestered for suspicious signatures, including the appearance of the signature of someone named Jose Rodriguez, who claimed to have assisted all 700 and some odd of these people with filling out their ballots.
All of this started on April 10th, when a man named Miguel Hernandez knocked on the door of a Dallas County citizen. Hernandez told the woman, who was on a vote-by-mail list, that he was there to deliver her mail-in ballot to the county election department on her behalf. The woman gave Hernandez her ballot, but later called the DA's office because she felt that something was a little bit off.
The woman told the DA that she had not yet filled out her ballot when she gave it to Hernandez, but it showed up at the Dallas County Elections Department bearing her forged signature, the signature of Jose Rodriguez as an assistant, and a vote for a certain city council candidate whose name has not yet been released. As the investigation continued, more citizens were found to have had contact with Hernandez. One citizen claimed that Hernandez told her that he worked for the county and he was there to collect her mail-in ballot. When she told him she hadn't requested one and demanded to know how he got her name and address, Hernandez showed her a list with her name highlighted. The woman grew suspicious and demanded to see Hernandez's ID and snapped a photo of it with her cell phone.
Prosecutors know that Miguel Hernandez is more than likely Jose Rodriguez. They have a photo of his ID, and the citizen contacted on April 10th picked him out of a lineup. A warrant was issued for his arrest more than a month ago, but he still has not been found. A grand jury heard the case on July 7th and issued an indictment on July 10th. Prosecutors say that the focus right now is on finding Hernandez, who they hope will lead them to others involved.
There are so many interesting things about this case. First, people don't just wake up one morning and decide to get a list of voters in a county the size of Dallas and go knocking on the doors of people who vote by mail. There was something in it for Hernandez, so it begs the question, was he paid? And if so, who paid him? There's a lot of speculation that the person running for Dallas City Council who got the votes on those ballots, assisted by Hernandez, is probably involved. But Dallas County has 1.3 million registered voters, and the roughly 700 ballots that were tampered with would not have changed the outcome of any single election. So what would really be in it for that candidate? The other thing that makes this so interesting is that we have a president who yells about massive voter fraud during the presidential election when there's been no proof of such fraud. In fact, most elections officials state that widespread voter fraud just isn't an issue in our election system. So now here we have an instance of voter fraud where 700 ballots were affected and no one is talking about this. I mean, seriously, this was a Hispanic man going around and taking people's ballots and voting them and turning them in with fraudulent signatures. This checks off so many talking points of President Trump's. This is practically packaged and wrapped up in a bow for him, but it's not something being tweeted about.
Are you afraid of snakes?
Yes, I am.
How about canned chips? Do those scare you?
No, should they?
Maybe. A man by the name of Rodrigo Franco was taken into custody after attempting to illegally import 3 live cobras through the U.S. Postal Service. The cobras were shipped in potato chip cans, and the snakes measured to be almost 2 feet each.
Oh, it's terrifying.
On March 2nd, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection inspected the package being sent from Hong Kong and discovered the live cobras. In addition to the cobras, they also found 3 Chinese soft-shell turtles, probably sent in an old bag of Cheetos.
The snakes were seized immediately and were never sent to Franco's home. The turtles, however, were delivered safely by the Postal Service to their destination. But that's not where the fun stops. Immediately after the turtles were delivered, federal agents executed a search warrant on his home and found several tanks containing other protected species, such as a baby crocodile, snapping turtles, alligator snapping turtles, and 5 diamondback terrapins, which are also a form of turtles.
After investigators interviewed Franco, he admitted that he had also received 20 cobras in previous shipments, and that all those snakes had died in the shipment.
Inferior chip containers is my guess.
Probably. After looking at Franco's phone, investigators found that he had been working with another person in Asia, and that it confirmed that he indeed received previous shipments.
Wow, that's crazy.
What would you try to smuggle in a potato chip can?
Tell us in the comments down below.
And if this piqued your interest, give this video a like. If you see something else that piques your interest and you'd like us to talk about it, tell us in the comments down below.
If you'd like to hear more small-time news, make sure to click the subscribe button.